So we talk about air. Things in life are free with the air, oxygen, with air, but we take it for granted. Let's be happy about life and make good use of life. So you go to 20. What makes the other person better than you? Then we come now with your esteem, self-esteem. Self-esteem. We are all normal human beings, the same time zone, the same blood running through, the same veins, and everything the same. But what makes us different? It's the self-esteem. How they work hard, the principle of more, they're consistent, they're hardworking, they know what they focus on. So if you take it upon yourself to improve on your level of understanding, your level of maturity, or your level of communication, you know nobody is different from you. You are all the same persons. So 21. Do you know the person never hurt you, but rather they were your expectations? Okay. People get angry, people do a lot of stops, sometimes unknowingly, others willingly. We get so angry, we get so frustrated, we start cursing the other person. We are human beings, and our lives are unpredictable sometimes. When you get hurt, it's based on your expectations, based on how you picture how your relationship, how your working environment should be, how everything in your life should be. But rather, if you come to a compromise that things will happen for a reason, it's all about the growth. It's all about how to improve on yourself, all about how to be better persons. Then you no longer feel hurt, but you learn how to let go. So 22. Do you believe behind every broad smile there's a silent battle which has been fought? Of course. The more you smile, okay, the more you smile, the more relief you become. The more you know life is all about making every moment count than getting annoyed, getting frustrated about stuff. So when you start smiling, even if something is that bad, you see something positive in it. That's where gratitude comes into existence. So 23. What do you understand by shallow surface and deeper surface? Shallow surface is, let me say, for example, people have different personalities, people have different ways in which they interact. Some will say, I'm happy with you, or I can express myself to you because we are best friends. Others will say, I'm happy with you, or the level of relationship is because we are colleagues. Someone say, you're my parent, or you're my daughter. So there are different ways people relate to. And when we talk about the shallow, is, are you someone who's accommodative? Do people feel comfortable generally? All those groups of persons I've mentioned, do they feel comfortable being with you? When it comes to the deeper surface or deeper meaning, how do you improve on yourself in terms of your behavior, in terms of your characteristics, in terms of your personality traits? What do you do? Can everybody relate in every aspect? Okay. So we go to mm, can everyone decide how to feel or rather control the next action of his or her feeling? I think yes. Now we go down to the question I asked about response and reaction. There, emotional intelligence come into existence. So we do as much as possible to identify the emotions, identify what's happening, identify how or who's involved in it. So if I come and meet you on your table and say, stupid, ignorant, incompetent, do you think I will react? Do you think I will react or I'm gonna respond? The way someone talks, it's the way he thinks about himself. The way someone show love is the way he or she loves himself. So when you come in contact with such a situation, what do you need to do? Identify what's happening, identify the emotions and pass away. Silence is a response. Okay, belonging in the same box. Another question: belonging in the same box at all times make you feel your life has ended, or is surrounded by that? When I say belonging in the same box, especially in the lives of adults, we have a lot of responsibilities that we spend little or no time for ourselves, self-care, little or no time for ourselves, and we keep surrounding the same environment every day. Years pass, months pass, and we are still there, and we get stuck. And when things don't work out the way we expected, we start feeling bad, we start feeling frustrated, start extending ourselves, or sorry, limiting ourselves from better opportunities. That if you could have traveled, if you could have discovered more people, discover new places, then you'll be able to do what? You'll be able to explore and know that life doesn't just end in that environment. You have to grow. That's where depression comes to be. You feel no one understands you. You feel everything you do is it's right, or everything you do is wrong. You have put your life in that same situation. The next thing we talk about is about relationships with our friends, with our bosses, with our colleagues, with our kids. We put so much of our lives into them that we forget that we have we have a life to live. We have to explore life. And when they move away, or when they start retaliating, they start using negative words on us, then we start feeling so bad and so frustrated. So my advice I can give you is take it as a habit, take it as a hobby to travel, to meet more people, to explore your mind, to develop and be better person. Self-care is very, very important, especially in the life of adults. What are the basic principles of life? I will talk about physical engagement, sports, um, healthy lifestyle. Healthy lifestyle when you talk about what you consume, the food you eat. Talk about relationships. What are relationships that you keep? What relationship you maintain? Uh, Thirdly, I will talk about the source of income. Do you have a source of income as a woman, as a man, as a kid? As a kid, you say, oh, mom, you said, oh, sorry, you say, I'm still growing up. As the older you get, the skills you attain can be a source of income for you. You don't need to be paid monetarily, but a word of thanks, a word of appreciating by someone, by your parents, by your family members, it's another way of payment to you. Appreciation, growth, of being happy, of being doing something out of yourself, out of your hard work. So I can talk about the basic principles of life. Is there power in silence? Of course, there is power in silence. When someone insults you with facts about your body, facts about situations, do you need to retaliate? No. One, you just have to let go and move away. Two, you should give a response. I'm aware of it, thank you. Oh, thank you for the reminder. You walk away. Oh, someone who keeps doing the same thing and telling you sorry is no longer a mistake. It's a decision. And what do you stay quiet? The more you talk, your words become invaluable for that person. So I believe just stay quiet. Do you know man's weakest moment? He gets so sensitive. Oh yes, I believe that. When people are in their weakest moment, they're in tears or they're in pain, one thing or the other, they become so sensitive. So be very careful what you say, the activity you get involved in them. Most times, what they do, they react.